and pitchers Emily McCutcheon and Riley Lutz. Kim, you want to make an opening statement, please?
I'm just proud of the way these two performed this weekend and all season. I think they've done just an outstanding job for us. We are a team 0 to 20, 1 to 20, whatever. Like, they just played and showed heart and all the things that we talk about, family, love, all the things this weekend. It's not even a weekend, but
I'll go first. My first question's for Emily. When you talked to me on the Rowan Sports Street, you said that, I asked you, could you guys do it this year and go back and possibly win the whole thing? And you said yes. And I said, what's the difference learning from last year, this year? And you kind of said, well, you kind of looked ahead a little bit last year, maybe taking advantage. And, this time today, you guys took it game by game, and you were also the first pitcher to shut out Christopher Newport this year. So, kind of, how does that feel, hearing that? And you also had a no-hitter, which you didn't know until like the 6th inning.
I didn't know that either.
Did you know that? I was just trusting my defense behind me, knowing that we were going to score runs eventually, and really just throwing my pitches, my game, and trusting that they were going to make plays behind me, which they did.
Yeah, I'll rip it. So a lot of times, in the regular season, Riley, you would start game 1, and Emily, you would start game 2. And, how does the game plan, this question's kind of for the whole panel, how does the game plan change, when you are facing a team like Christopher Newport or like an MIT in the regions? Because, in some of the regular season games, it was just, 5 innings, get out of there in an hour, and, you win 12-0. But, the game plan shifts when, one pitcher has to come in the middle of a game, maybe, for the last game, Riley, you came in and relieved for Emily, and Emily, your game 2 was the 7-inning complete game, so that's kind of more of what we've seen. But how does that game plan shift, and now moving to Texas, in all likelihood, that is probably going to be what we're going to see?
I would say that we do a really good job coming in, like the dugout, after we throw out there to the girls, and just like keeping each other like in check and telling each other what we saw, and just making sure that we know if whoever were to go in next.
Yeah, we blend very well together. Even like if V comes in, like we all talk a lot about what we've seen, what the umpire is giving, what the girls are giving, stuff like that. So I think we do a really great job of communicating, just having each other's backs.
I'll ask one for Coach. We talked yesterday about the defensive adjustments that, they had that extraordinary shift that we called it, and today it showed its pros yesterday and its cons today. Did you really say anything to Zara McNair, or did she kind of just do that on her own?
I think after, I think the pitcher got frustrated after she fouled off and thought she could come in on her, and she did, and that's why you can't come in on a shift like that. I thought she did a great job of, we don't want her to try to do that unless the ball's inside, and so she just kept fouling it off and just staying with it instead of popping something up. And I think Bree did a good job with that today too. Again, we don't want to force it, because that's when we're just going to pop it up, and that helps their defense. We put pressure on them again today.
All right, my question's for Riley. So obviously, Emily got the start in Game 3. You came in the 4th, and it was you didn't go ahead either. So you guys both kind of held this high-powered offense to 0 hits in key spots. And what is the approach like, especially against a team top half of the line slap hitting with Slaw especially? They've, again, 19 game which you come into today. I mean, what is it like kind of pitching against a dominant team and then pulling out the wins both times?
I think me and Emily both have had like a lot of shutouts this year, and we both know like eventually they're going to hit the ball. They're a really great team, great hitting team. They've scouted really well, and they know what we were pretty much throwing, but just pretty much focusing on spinning the ball, not trying to do too much, just so our defense can make the plays and have our offense behind us.
This is just a general question for all three of you guys who wants to answer this. Coming into Game 2, you guys had your backs against the wall. Then Game 2, you win 2-0, and then you come back from behind and you win this game 6-3. What was that feeling like in the last out for punching your ticket back to Marshall, Texas?
It was the best feeling ever. Even last year, like me and Em always go back and forth between regionals, super regionals, and just like combining together. So doing that again this year, like it's just, you're on top of the world.
I have a question for Coach again. We didn't really talk about maybe the hero of Game 2, Kate Evick, coming in off the bench. Got a pinch hit opportunity, I think, once every game, but this time it was definitely different from the rest. Like, what can you really say about someone like her who's kind of just been, you know, not really getting starts, but has been counted on and leaned on, especially in a big spot like today.
We knew at some point she'd come through, and she has a couple times. She'll take a walk, she'll get hit, she'll do all the things. She's just missed a couple times, couple more bicep curls, and you know, maybe she'll hit it out on the next one. But I was really proud of her to come in and hit a shot. Like she's in a really tough position. Probably one of the tougher positions is coming in and pinch hitting, and especially against good pitching that they have.
Maybe my last question for Emily, though, could you take us back to maybe the 6th inning where first and second, nobody out, me, the order due up, somehow no runs come across. I mean, we were talking on the broadcast, we were like, best case scenario, this game's 1-1 going into the 7th, but you somehow allow no runs. Could you maybe go into your, you know, what you want to do attack against the 3, 4, 5 hitters that allowed you to allow no runs in that inning?
I was just attacking like from the start in the zone. I think the other 2 batters that got on, I was like forcing the ball a little bit and not trusting my spin as much. So just trusting my spin and my defense again behind me to make plays and just throwing my game and taking it back to like, I can do this, we're going to win, like we got this as a team.
Anything else? Good? All right, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.